Okay, good morning traders and welcome to the Bookmap live trading webinar today with JTrader, Stocks Trader. We do this every Wednesday at 10 a.m. I'll go over the markets in general and then we are going to hand it over to JTrader. He comes in a little bit later. The
At
markets in
at the
general,
latest,
he'll be over around 10:20, but he usually comes in between 10:10 and 10:15 basically. As soon as he comes in, we turn it over to him. It'll be live stocks trading and learn JTrader's way of reading stocks and trading, his setups, his strategies, etc. And he does offer mentorship and educational services, so you can reach out to him. I'll put this into the chat for you. And then I got to go through the disclosures, and then we're going to jump right into the S&P E-mini and then wait for JTrader. Okay, general disclosure. All Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Live trading is in simulation, demo, paper trading mode, and strictly for educational purposes. Live trading executed in simulation cannot accurately represent realistic trading performance. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security nor lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading, and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's jump right in. Let's take a look at that S&P E-mini, see what's happening in here. We can look at some stocks and crypto if you guys want as well. Most people want to look at the S&P. Boy, it's been kind of all over the place this morning. You can see we have the pre-market here. Sellers do come in just after 7:30 East Coast time, trade into and through liquidity here, start to bottom out down here around this area of high liquidity around 43.82. 9:30 cash open, initial drive upwards into high liquidity here. It was in a little bit at pre-market, but definitely at the cash open, you can see this 44.10 level, and also 15 and also 20 up here. Made it to 10, and we're getting the pullback already. All right, so we can also, or immediately see some structure here. All right, and we want to be very attentive of this structure. Here is the kind of pre-market structure and the break of it earlier, and then acceptance down below, and you can see then it came back up into this area here, and now it kind of broke back down into here, but we kind of see a little swing right here around 33.95, and there's buyers accepting above it. All right, so we haven't traded through this 95 level. We want to keep an eye on this level here. All right, so you can see the buyers come storming in already. Nice little move out of it, right back up into where it broke down from here. Maybe we can get up a little bit higher, maybe around 06, and see if we can maybe knock some stops out up here. But this is where it truly dropped from, is up here around 07. All right, so we can see buyers are shooting for it up into this area here. See if they can get up into there. All right, so anyway, that's what we currently see here. Yeah, what a roller coaster. Agreed. Want to step back, look at the bigger picture here, and this is yesterday. Or look at the higher time frame candlestick charts here. We have our daily on the left, hourly in the middle, and 15-minute here on the right. So the daily chart yesterday, this candle here in particular, we were looking for, on Monday we had our momentum day down. We were looking for that continuation around this 44.14 or 13 level. We talked about it before the market, or before the webinar started, and then we're looking for a rebound or retest back up into these levels yesterday. We got that as well. Look at that huge wick up here. Okay, so market came back and retested all the way back up to our other level that we drew up right here. Now, we're not making these up in hindsight. We drew these in earlier. This just verifies market structure. Okay, understanding market structure is critical. Okay, it might be volume profile you're looking at. That's fine. That's great. You can use a simple candlestick chart. You don't need to have fancy profiles, etc. So you can see the swing here. You can kind of understand, there's not a whole lot of volume in between those areas. So, look for retests back up into these areas here. Look at the wicks where there's rejection in certain areas and where market accepted, etc. And this is the daily chart. Getting quite a bit out of the daily chart here. So what happened yesterday? Well, we had the retraced almost all the way back up here. And it didn't get up to like 87, and we were looking at those levels too, around 4,500, 92 we were looking at, and 06 or something like that. And we can see what happened. Huge rejection yesterday. That's not good. And we closed down lower here. We made a lower low. So this is pretty bearish here, yesterday's action. A huge rejection. Today you can see that it's kind of all over the place on the daily here. It kind of tested up, it's kind of tested down, and it's right in the middle there right now. So let's take a look over at the hourly here. Boy, I need to squint my eyes a little bit here. Let's look at 1 week. Okay, that makes sense as well. Retesting some of these areas here. Some rejection down here with the wick. All right. Some rejection here though as well from the these buyers rejected here. So not too much to look at actually. Consider the what are we looking for? Okay, in the order flow, our levels here 44.10 and the swing down here. Also maybe the low here. So 43.83 and then the swing down here around 43.60 or 76. 15-minute chart. What are we getting from that? More or less the same thing. We can zoom in a little bit further and look at nice big candle here. That's our 9:30 open. Let's see if they can retest down the lows here. So we said 43.83. Well, yeah, let's see if we can get back down to 43.87 first. And looks like we've got some wicks, some rejection up here. And we're kind of back down into a little range here. Okay, we're back down below 43.97. So maybe we can bounce off of that and then come back down and test into 86, and then maybe down into 76 or so. All right. So a few things to look at. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, now Bookmap. Now we look at Bookmap. We can see that they're driving through our 95 area. We thought that was pretty critical. Due to market structure. Let's read the order flow. All right, so right now sellers come in, sideways consolidation. We see more sellers here looking for continuation on the sell side. More sellers again. Let's hit into 90 and let's get down to that swing we talked about, 87, 86 down here. All right, so a lot of liquidity in front, 43.90, 83, and then they're down here around that 87 level. Okay, so yeah, looking to see if we can accept below this 95. Okay, primary scenario, that's what we're looking for. The secondary scenario, if buyers come back up, tap 95 and can break through it, we'd be looking for a retest probably back up to this liquidity here around 97, but maybe they can get a little higher here, 98 or 99, maybe even point of control and VWAP up here at the big figure. You got a lot of stuff going on up here as well. Just like yesterday we looked at this, we have the POC, VWAP, and the big figure here at 4,400. Okay, so we'll see if we if these kind of mean reversion, we talked about mean reversion yesterday, these mean reversion traders and how they once they find their opportunity, they are relentless, and they just keep trading and getting back into areas of where there's kind of average, overall average of volume, or most traded levels, or a weighted average here like VWAP, etc. All right, so Yeah, here they go. They're going to go for it here, or is this going to be a false breakout above our 95 level here? Not really getting much out of it at the moment here. Okay, let's see. Maybe we can get enough buyers here. Yeah, they're looks like they're going to try to reach higher, back up into 99 here. So we're back up above it. We were down below it. We're back up above it. But still, you know, what we're looking at here in some of these levels here is kind of scaling out in different time frames and who's in control in each time frame. So on this smaller time frame here, who's in control? Good morning, Joseph. Okay, so he's in. We're all set to go. All right, scratch my question there. Let's just jump right in here with Joseph. Sorry about that, Joseph. I just saw you in here. So let's turn it over. Are you in here, Joseph? Cannot hear you. Oh, he said 2 minutes. Jeez. Yeah, that was 2 minutes ago, though, huh? Or 3 minutes ago. Anyway, all right. Well, we can continue on here. Wait for Joseph. Not getting much of a read out of this, guys. Really. I mean, yeah, you know, very small time frame here. Buyers trying to take control above our 95 level here. Okay, but where the sellers on this time frame here, they are in control about from 44.01 on down. You can see the selling come in, and especially here at 99. So they are in control in this smaller move in here. Right? So you know, that's why we look for these are just kind of retracements back up into these areas here. Okay? Are we going to accept? Are we going to reject? You can see this 95 level, like they're just banging around within it here. If we get a little bit more down here, 94 on that sell side, I think we can break it. Let's see if we get that scenario here. And then we're going to look at the order book in here. It's not happening. Buyers are coming in. They're going to go for it one more time here. All right, so looking for buyers to try to trade and test up to here. There's liquidity up here already at 99. So yeah, here they come. And boy, it's already unfolding here. It's not much of a points move from 96.5 on up to 99.5 here. But it is a you know, back into point of control, VWAP, and our smaller time frame here. And that's, to me, to be honest, this is the most important one right here, this level. Yeah, you know, we have our higher time frame levels here, but this is the most important, or even up here. Now this kind of coincides with there's the move. Okay, so now are sellers still in control? Yes. Okay, but that's a lot of buying coming in, and they're going to try to disrupt this here. And we need to see if they can accept above it, though, and trade on through it. And they're doing it. Okay, so more momentum here. All right, then want strong buying. All right, we're looking for 10 now, next level here. Lots of stops triggered on the way up here. Okay, a bit of a pullback. Okay, next level, looking for 08 and looking for 10. And let's kind of look at a diagonal in here. Interesting. High liquidity in here. It transacted, it looks like. Let's double check that. Yeah. No. Yeah, some buyers traded into it. Sellers pounding through, though. This is, I mean, you can see this, it's kind of again, a battle area here. Okay, sellers made it through though on some size. Guys, I wanted to mention, guys and girls, I wanted to mention, so at market close today, we have a special event. Okay, we have we're going to have a trivia session.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Joseph. How are you?
Very good, Bruce. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. So, just was just mentioning to everybody, we're having an event, special event at market close today, 4:30 p.m. It's going to be in the Discord events room. You guys look for it. There will be a prize. And it's going to be only in Discord. So you YouTubers out there, you're going to have to charge into our Discord area, our Discord room, the special events area. Now it's first come, first serve. There's only room for 100 people, and that's it. So to win the prize in there, or if you want to be part of it, you'll need to line up and charge into the room and kind of grab your seat. All right, so I just want to mention that, and let Joseph let you take it away here. So are you presenting your screen, Joseph?
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, good morning, everybody.
All right, let me take a look. There it is. Looks good. All right, let me present it as well. Pop out. Okay. All right. I think we're all good to go.
Okay, so good morning, traders. Morning. The last 3 days, small caps were on fire. Big caps, we had some swing positions, but the main patterns for big caps were ranging. For it, in the morning was Tesla, Apple, Nvidia, Bob. I was looking at these. PayPal was looking at mRNA. So I'm gonna go over those once we finish to present over here small caps, because I'm still trading 3 small caps for the morning. So I shorted CRTD, getting over here early at the 140. I was using this heat map that you can see over here, and then we drop, and then we came up, so I stopped, and then I saw this big extension over here, 160. This company is a small cap company. CRTD has a history of failure. So by stats, I was looking at this. I have also over here, work is my place, so sorry if you hear some banging. We have over here close red 5 times out of 6 gaps. And average day high of day time is 938. Average extension 22%. The other thing is, once I see a stock like this, I go check the dilution. You can do, like on just look in the filings of the SEC. It's a little bit like slower. Sometimes you don't have that much time. So you're gonna go over here on float and on dilution track and look at the float to be correct. And then you go over here to see the cash position, 0.6 months. So they have no cash. So over here, traders, we have warrants, 175, 2.9 million. Unfortunately for them, we couldn't go to 175. We have 164. And once I saw this extension over here, I was looking over here if this heat map would come up. We had a lot of selling pressure, so I started to load the boat over here. I explained my trade also to my members, and now we're simply holding with the first target on here 120, then 1. down here. This I'm still holding. 800G is another one. So I posted this also over there. You can see no news, pump short into trend break. This is an energy stock. We have a small cap. We have no news. That's very important. So whenever something is going up with no news, what it means, it will come down. So for me, was the just about the timing, you know, for shorting this. And I saw over here this big heat map went away. We had another one, was looking at the 490. Start over here, seeing like a little bit more sellers. You can see over here. We can put even volume dots 1 second to check. Just put them over here smart. This, okay. So I started seeing over here some buyers, but then we couldn't push. Buyers, we couldn't push, and we had sellers. Buyers couldn't push, we had sellers. So I short over here. Average, let me see. We have, oh, because I added, so let me. So I shorted between 484 and 480. I shorted from here up till here. My risk was 490. First was 5. Once it was in the money, I was risking 490. Once it was this 450, it was risking break even. So I see more sellers joining, and I was pretty happy about this trade because you could have loaded. There's pretty good liquidity, and on this pop at least. So we started to come down, and now I'm holding. This is my first target. Now I'm waiting for the 4. So pretty good trade, up something like 50 cents on this one. Then we had more of these, and I'm still holding some.
Joseph, could you maybe go over what you kind of saw in Bookmap there, like heat map?
Yeah, basically I saw these heat maps over here coming 1, 2, 3. So a wall of sellers into almost a $5 resistance. And I was looking at the daily levels on this one, and I've seen this support over here into this 486, 490. Now, this is not a very high volume support, so not a lot of volume was traded over here. But the point is, we had 3 times the price bouncing. So when I was trading this today, I was simply looking at that level. I was seeing over here a huge amount of stuffing. You can see the spikes. So trend break, good to go. First target, possibly another short. I even added over here. That's the reason why my average is lower, is around 473. I added over here. Now I cover partial, waiting this one down here.
Excellent. So you, I mean, just a quick recap on this. Like, I mean, this is such a great trade, and it's such a good example. Your higher time frame level is in alignment there. You also looked at the fundamentals, and then now you're looking at Bookmap, you're looking at the heat map, you're seeing like lots of stuffing up there. You've seen wicks. The heat map really starts to ramp up there. That gives you a little bit of foresight there. No doubt about it. Like that came in before the move came in, and then you see the follow through. To the downside. I'm wondering, do you ever look at because the stuffing that you're talking about, although we don't have stops and icebergs on stocks, do you look at maybe the sweeps indicator? That can kind of mimic a lot of the stops behavior in some of those areas.
Yeah, but let's say I can recognize them even without the sweep indicator. So for a beginner, that I think is good. For what I do, I can spot in very good traders, like just looking at the price action or the flow. So I can see that's pretty fine. Especially I imagine you will see them on this over here, because they simply swipe out all the bid. And this was a big dump, or who joined over here this morning, or who bought over here at the top.
Okay.
BCTX, another one. BCTX was I shorted basically this morning early. So I had a little bit of FOMO, and I lost a little bit more than 1 hour. But then I took 15 hour. So the point over here, BCTX, yes. The point over here is this is a stock with no history. And you can see over here, trader, this is basically nothing, right? We had the daily resistance here around 1250. I was looking this point over here, 1250. Then this morning we started to run pretty good volume. You can see over here for a $12 stock, we had 100, 150K. So we are going, making higher lows. And I shorted the first over here into the 12.15, just over here. Why? Because I was looking at this big stuff, right? You can see over here, we go into the major level of liquidity. We come back down. I shorted, so the dip. So I was looking for a bounce and I got distracted. So my risk generally would be 12.20 or 12.38. And I simply was distracted by doing analysis, pre-market plan, whatever, writing. And boom, I got stopped at 12.50. By the time I saw it was 12.50, and then I said, okay, let me stop it. Basically, I stopped the top tick. And then when I saw this, I rejoined short just into this area, into the 12.15, 12.10, which is over here after the trendline break. And I simply held, and I'm still holding. I cover half during over here the first weakness into this 1080, and then I love this simply dump over here, so holding partial for the 9. Okay, so BCTX, perfect TP9. This was a huge one because we start over here early, get stopped, re-enter, had a pretty good like read. I was looking at all these, I call them stair-step down pattern. Okay. And you can see over here the first top, lower high, again a lower high, and it's simply dumping over here. The tape was even pretty heavy already in pre-market. So let me see if I can show you what I saw. Pre-market, we have this big heat map over here around 1150. And then I saw over here at the open, they were trying to push it, you see, above the VWAP. And we started having like this low holding to 911. It was basically around the 11 that we had this flush. And you can see over here, this was the pop, fail 11, which is this fail over here. And then we always been below 11. Each time was popping, we had sellers on. Sellers over here, sellers over here, sellers over here. They try to pop up a little bit over here, 10-15, which is this level down here. And you can see again, support, somebody wants to get filled, boom, drop. And again, a little bit more, probably over here, another small seller, boom, drop. And now somebody's trying to hold this again. I mean, it's simply dumping strong from 12-15s. Now it's $9, so $3 per share fail. Okay, we're not even taking, I don't know, a trade on Nvidia or Apple. This is $3 fade on a $12 stock. Once you make this, is like, I don't know, if Tesla goes from 1200 to 850, something like that. Right? So you can do a lot of money. Basically, build your account on a trade like this. I traded also LGBN. Because I said we had no small cap, no big caps. All these trades that I'm telling you about, I shared in live, in room, calling them, alerting them. So over here, I shorted this average 1155. And we're talking about a stock that is a small cap again. All right. So yes, average around 1150, 55. So this is what I was looking at. Let's check first the daily. So this is my daily chart, very simple. I started to put all the levels over here of support resistance that we had in the past. But of course, I will focus on the ones that are near the actual price action. So I was looking at this low and this high over here around 1160. And then over here, we traded a ton of volume. So I'm going to put also this over here. We trade over here a small amount of volume, but still a decent one. And then over here, so a lot of levels of resistance, okay? We don't have only one, we have more than one. Once we start pushing, let's put a 1 minute chart. Once we start pushing, I saw this price going exactly just beyond over here, the 12. And I didn't see any more volume. I just see over here, the volume was super liquid. I saw over here, they were trying to push this again at 12. Which is this level over here. They started to fail. This is where I shorted. So I started to look for a trend break. Very easy stuff. You can see on Bookmap, we have it over here, right? And then once it faded, let me see if I re-added, but I don't believe. No, I didn't add. I was seeing these big sellers over here, relative big sellers, okay? This is the biggest that I saw, 20,000. You have to be always careful because when you see a big seller, doesn't mean that he's really real. Sometimes somebody can spoof or whatever. But a point is that they were guiding this down. So until they were guiding this down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I really don't care, okay? And this was a nice one. I covered the majority of my position over here in 950s, 940. That was the target I was calling from up here. So up here, 1150, I was already calling 940 as main target. And we simply got it. We simply got it. Now we have a bounce, low volume. Probably not looking to trade this anymore for the day. And we'll see if we're going to have other pops. So 810 RG. Okay, so we have a push with very low volume into the heat map. Up here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's very illiquid right now. Again, my position is with 472 average because I added. I already took a big chunk out around 440s.
Joseph, a question for you, and I got to get back to the questions here as well. But I'm just wondering, like, with your experience over all these years and knowing your setup so well, do you find that a lot of days, like I know you're educating and helping others, etc. So you're a busy man. I imagine though that many days you look at the markets, you look at some of the stocks that might be setting up, and they meet maybe your specifications for the setup. However, that they're not really high quality, and then there's other days like today, and you see them, it so well, and you're just like, okay, I'm gonna trade hard here. Is that kind of how do you look at it, or do you find it that way? And if so, do you manage your trades differently?
Absolutely, I agree with what you say because not every day you will have A plus setups. For example, today, up till now, I had no setups on the big caps. Therefore, there's no purpose for me to go to trade him and just jump in something because I have to jump. Meanwhile, I just want to show you stuff traders over here. So this is a particularly good stuff on CRTD. And as I said, I'm still holding, so beautiful. What I was saying is that many days you won't be trading. And you have to take into account that you will have days where you take maybe 0 trades or 1 trades, and days where you make maybe like 4 or 5 trades, okay, if you are a day trader. The other aspect is you have to base yourself on your pattern, your strategy. If this day there's no strategy, don't stay there just like simply, waiting for something that won't come. It takes a lot of discipline, and because everybody, comes over here, wants to make money, and sometimes we have a little bit of FOMO. We want that P&L, but P&L doesn't really listen to us. So what we need to do is just base yourself on the strategy. Base yourself on the strategy.
Okay, so I guess what I'm one of I mean an important part of the question here is you will manage it the same way even on days when it doesn't look good, or days that it looks really good, you will still manage it with the same amount of capital?
No, days where I see an A+ setup, I can add more. Always if I am risking, a certain amount of risk that I have prefixed, pre-planned. Days where I don't see any kind of A+ setup, I don't even try to trade. I just simply don't trade because I have a systematic strategy. So it's based on rules, it's based on patterns. What I believe is that I want to give a wrong lesson to many traders, because a lot of traders, maybe they see that they have like some good results in one setup and they will like load 10 times their capital, and then one day they will lose like what they made in 6 months. So don't do that. When you load, you have to know, of course, that your average, your red day should be never bigger than an average green day. I mean, at least in day trading, if you don't want to be left back. And this is super important. But of course, you have to size accordingly to the market. Not all day you'll make, for example, 1K or 500 or 10K, whatever. You have to size according to the setup that you're having, and always have your risk in place.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I've spoken to other professional traders about this, and the answers are interesting. Some load the boat on some of these things more and extend themselves more, and others totally swear against that and just say, like, look, this is my setup. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to risk the same amount on each trade. Because a lot of times, now, it's different trading strategies. They're not trading the way that you are, of course. Maybe they're smaller time frames, but they've seen excellent results because they don't know. No one knows, right, if the setup is going to work or not. Sometimes a setup that looks pretty lousy works extremely well. Other times when a setup looks just incredible and it doesn't pan out. So their risk management is the same on each one.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's a good point, Bruce. That's a good point.
So sorry, I took you off your analysis there.
No, no problem, no problem. I like that when you interact. I'm watching Traders BFRI. So it's a hull stock over here. We're gonna have the resumption soon, I believe. So we're talking about a small cap over here. The peak in the past was around 14 and 60, which was the high of last year. Now we have a previous resistance over here at 540. Basically, big push. Let's see. BFRI. So selling over here and hold down. So I was looking traders for an entry over here on BFRI. We had a first halt, a second open push, and then over here halted the downside. So possibly this will fail over here, come down. This is what we call a pump and dump. So red, you see. Second one. All right, let's go back to our trades. So HNRG. Grinding with very low volume. And I'm holding this position 472 average. Yeah, we have no volume right now for any kind of long or I believe for any kind of push. So rejecting over here the VWAP. This is one of those stocks that when you see a bar like this, can dump in a few seconds. So we're gonna see if we can have some opportunity to add again into this. Let's see CRTD. So after the stuff, you can see it traded above the VWAP, faded. Target is 1. And I like the fact we have a CRTD, more sellers jumping in. First main target over here, CRTD. So I'm taking some profit into this 129, 125. You can see that we have a main support, double bottom, so it's good to trail partial. Let's see if I will get filled. It's NRD, very low volume. Not looking to cover over here, but more to look for ads. We had also Vero with some very good volume this morning. So beautiful long setup. I like that from the 1050 up till the 12. So $1.50 per share. This came up 15%, not bad from that level. So I'm gonna look for a dip over here to long. So this went into the zone and faded.
Yeah.
Went in the zone and faded.
Mm-hmm.
Went in the zone up here, faded.
So, right?
I'm not really looking in big caps for today. You know that I like to trade Tesla, Nvidia, Apple. But we have ES that is simply choppy. It's moving in like 15 points. No reason for me over here to trade. When I have this kind of consolidation, I start looking more at the hourly chart. This morning I was looking for our breakdown of 212 or nothing on Nvidia. I was looking at mRNA for a swing short opportunity that never came. So I was looking for that dip and breakdown, more than dip, sorry. Was looking at PayPal. We had news in pre-market. And I said I'm looking for shorting this if we were going for a breakdown that never came. And we have the support at 100. Next one 94. So I'm not really longing on this. I'm looking more for short opportunities on pops. And then we added this one that I always follow lately, Twitter. It's a very low price stock, can have a lot of volume. So now it's becoming interesting over here, 46, 46.50. So we'll watch this for a possible trade. So HNRG. Remember, this is a daily breakout. We're talking about a small cap over here. So still grinding over here. I'm trailing in the money, as I said. It's above VWAP. It's grinding. So waiting the trend line break for another short. Here's grind over here, even low, no volume.
Yeah.
So look what a strange stock, right? 430 bounced. The 430, the 430 over here is the actually 435 is the previous day close. This red line that you see. Okay, also you can see over here the dip in Bookmap, and now it's pushing over here. We don't have a very high volume. We're trading below 15K per minute, so extremely low volume. I'm gonna put over here configure add-ons, sweep indicator. All right. Ooh, too much. So you see that fast pull? So previous resistance is over here, 480 on Bookmap, 490, and then 5. Grinding with low volume, waiting for the blow up. $21 million float. This traded 1/10 of the float, or almost like that. And we have no dilution, but also we have no news that I could see. Yeah, no news over here. 482, so good for me to stop in the money. I'm watching for that 490, which is the previous high. Very low volume. So it passes level, past this level, right?
Mm.
Remember, we are talking about the daily breakout, 52-week high. So unless it stops 490, no short. Perfect long on Vero. Personally, I didn't take it, but pretty good dip. Remember what we were saying about looking for the long. This was the support that over here. Yeah, definitely very good pattern over here. So just watching for the 490 blow up. We don't have any more resistance above.
Mm.
They're grinding more, 487.
A few questions for you when you have a moment, Joseph.
Yes, I will, traders. Just let's follow still a few minutes over here at 8 energy because maybe we're near a trade.
Yes, of
I'm
course.
looking at this level at 490 and 5. A pretty good volume over here traded into this 51. Yeah. Oh, there we are. What a squeeze. You see that, Bruce? Look what a squeeze that we had. That's really sick. 510 squeeze.
It's all those traders like you that didn't take profits.
Exactly. That's the reason why I bought risk management on HNRG A+. In the sense that correct risk management is what you need. There we are. There we are. Look. Still pushing. Still pushing. Look, the volume is not big because we're talking about the 100K bar, right? But is a good breakout. It's a good breakout. Again, everything that is up with no news, even this is an energy company, and we have CL that it bounced a little bit. Everything but it that was with no news will tend to fade. So I'm not trading short or right. Not trading short over here. I guess some people over here got squeezed. More extension. Wait, that.
Yeah.
Still volume increasing. Right now, I would love to see a parabolic or a big stuff, so you need to wait. Watching over here at the same time, LGBN, BCTX still, CRTD breakdown. So stuffing over here. There we are. Nice little wash till 5. Look what's doing right now, trader. This is a blow up volume, okay? I believe we can fade over here below 5. Let's see if we see red volume.
Mhm.
So let's see. Somebody's holding the 5. There we are below 5. Possible wash until this 476. And I believe 494 will go in. We're gonna have our fader. Maybe not a lower high, but basically we're there, right, buddy?
I think you got it, yeah.
Support. Look, that's micro support at 495. So ridiculous. But it's still holding the price, so. Over here, actually 495. Pardon, traders, 495. We move from 495. If we drop, we're gonna drop probably 15 to 20 cents. So There we are, 94, the test, 93, give me all right. So now we are like in bearish mode, 91, there we go, red.
Beautiful.
I like the participation also from bear over here.
Yeah.
And now you see this, a buyer came over here for 90. Why? Guys, can you tell me really right in the advance over here, right, why you think that 490 came as support? Why is that? Why do you see a 490? So Tsari is saying heat map, which is also okay, because we had a heat map over here, but it came later. Exactly, previous high. Exactly. So that's the pre-market high, or in this case, sorry, the high of the day, the previous high of the day. And then it's like retesting becomes like, you know, the previous supply becomes now the demand. And there over here, we have a little bit of buyers. Exactly. To answer over here also, Jay, you're looking at day 33. Yes, buddy, every single day. Today I had the Vero. The days I had a lot of small caps this time of the year. Like we had a LGBN, as VF, MM. We had what else? We had Veru. It was a good one. SBFM, yes. Ader also is a multiple day. Exactly. Hamsi is asking, when you short these stocks, do you have sometime difficulties exiting a trade due to liquidity? Our closing a short position doesn't get affected by liquidity. So if you trade something liquid, like could be HNRG, because it's not that liquid, right? We're just making 4 million volume over here. You cannot load a boat. You cannot size in. So you will take decent trades to buy a pizza. Okay, more or less. If you take instead trades like, for example, we have today over here Vero, I mean, actually 61 million. Okay, so totally huge amount of volume over here. So when you short, definitely you will find, you know, way to cover. I also suggest you to use adding shorting or adding short ask and covering bid if you can. So adding liquidity brings down your if you short, it brings up your average. So like you have a better average. And in this case, also, if you get stopped out, you will get stopped out at a better price. Because let's assume over here you have a little bit of spread. So Bruce shorts at 12.20 because he looks at Bookmap. And he's short on the ask. I'm shorting over here because I have FOMO at 12 and I don't look at Bookmap. The trade goes back up. Stock goes up. He stops at 28, losing 8 cents. I stop 28 cents. There's a big difference. And the same thing for the big caps. 90% of what I like to trade short is on the ask. 90% of what I like to trade long is on the bid. Now, the only way that I don't short on the bid, the only way that I short on the bid is if the market is super fast, so I need to get in like immediately, for example, after a fake breakout, or when we have a retest and I lose the timing to get the support, in this case if we're buying longs, or the resistance if we're shorting the tops. Okay, makes sense, guys? It's an RG. I believe we can have a very big fade over here. So I will be looking for this because we have a very good distribution pattern. Let's see if this distribution pattern will work, all right? Again, I'm trading at the same time Bitcoin and I'm trading at the same time big caps. Today, no big caps. Today, no Bitcoin yet. So what Bruce was saying before, I don't even think about taking some size or, lowering my size or not load. No, I'm not taking trades. It's like you have to know what you're going to do. You have to know where your money comes from. That's the reason why I use like some certain apps that tell me where my money comes from. Comes from, let's say, a bear flag, comes from like maybe a long on support, whatever. Whatever that is, you have to focus on that. All right. And I was talking, for example, with one of my students. He made, he had a very good profitable month last month. Very good about the 5 figures. And for example, there are days, we count them, 1/3 of the days of last month he didn't trade. All right. Not because he was away, he had a job, he's not full time, but because his niche, okay, in Italian we say niche, is based on 2 patterns, sometimes a 3rd pattern, but 2 patterns, and these patterns didn't occur. For example, today he probably won't be trading because something like Tesla is not a setup, at least for now. Maybe everything can change in the last 2 hours. Apple the same. Today we didn't have any kind of A plus setup, and he trades only big caps, for example. So when I'm going to trade Apple, if we go above 170, or if we start having a rejection over here of the hourly JLS. So a lot of aspects taken into consideration. Personally, trader, you have to have a lot of patience. Okay, patience, patience, patience.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mobbeer has patience.
I think your whole trading floor has patience there.
Uh, Sometimes come some friends that don't have patience, buddy. Some trader over here from Italy, they have no patience.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, and unfortunately, that's a very big. It's a very big. I wouldn't say problem because everything is like curable. So I believe that not having patience, like an illness, and but the point is that you have to train yourself to be patient. You have to really train yourself. Apple over here, some very good heat map. I took a short. Hourly JLM rejection. So I'm still not adding as just a starter. With a micro risk. Over here, though, I have to do this. Configure it on, sweep, automatic mode. All right. So somebody is selling over there 32, but probably gets stopped out like 5 cents if I get stopped out. My stops on Apple are very tight. I only have like 4-hour return average. So by stats this year, so that's pretty good for me. So I'm starting over here a possible swing, right? Yes is not ideal out. I'm already out. Let's see. Yes is not ideal because it's bouncing. Already got out 2-cent stop. And why am I looking for a short? Because the last time we got this level, it came down a couple of points, and that's easy money. So even if I take 3 or 4 cuts between 2 and 5 cents, then you take $2. Who cares? That's really why I love Bookmap. Because it gave me so much a better entry, and with one trade I can get back the 2 or 3 stops that I take or whatever and make like many times more. I spoke about this in the few webinars we made over here with Doug and Bruce, which are fantastic people, really traders. We spoke about taking paper cuts, okay, scratches. The road to professional trading is a lot taking scratches, at least when you day trade. When you don't day trade, of course, you can have a little bit wider risk, let it work a little bit more. But personally, if I day trade, so my average trading is between 1 and 2 hours, the average whole of time. And I need to take, very tight cuts. Sometimes it goes like, let's say, 30 cents in my favor and then comes back, break even out, or in the money. So we have over here Apple to check all day, okay? And then we have a small bounce on our friend HNRG. Still not dying. They're still holding this 490. They're still holding this 490 over here. Look at that support, how beautiful it is. Now, is this gonna go up? Well, it has so tiny volume and it's so thin, okay, thinly traded, that in 2 seconds can spike to 530. So right now I'm keeping my stop in the money.
Can you take a look also on that stock there on the daily or weekly, or I'm just kind of curious on
Out H Energy, Bruce.
yeah, bag holders that you look at, etc.
The point is we don't have bag holders, and this is a pretty good daily breakout, and we don't have any kind of resistance. I mean, this is just a technical resistance, but I have to tell you, Jay, will 6 over here reject the stock? I mean, if we have some seller over there, 6 maybe, but before over here, there was not really too much of trade going on. So we have to wait. We have to wait. Something with bag holders is this. I traded this yesterday over here from the top. It died. And this was the amount of baggies that we had. So this was a good one. Okay, Apple going. We have the resistance 170 over here. Previous side 169.84.
Yeah.
Yeah, the main point of resistance will probably be at 70. Yeah. Some decent amount of resistance. That sweet man.
Yeah.
This is nice stuff.
Mhm.
So nice rejection with your stuff on Apple. Still going over here, Apple. Don't really anticipate, okay? Still strong. Yes, it's still pushing. In order for me to take this trade on Apple, when I see the trend line break or a huge stuff into the heat map and have a high average. So 5 minutes is a pretty good tool in this case. But here it tosses a little bit slow. So we have this trend line, right, all morning. This is what I'm watching. This is what I'm looking for. I want to say this. Then I'm looking to short this area, okay? This.
Charu is asking if you look at the sweeps indicator.
No, Charu. I don't. I put over here to make Bruce happy. I don't say it's a bad tool. You know, just I can recognize the stuff without this. Just look at the order flow myself and times and sales, and it's more than enough for me. But it's a good tool. Okay, it's a good tool. If you need it, just put it.
Yeah, we have a lot of futures traders that that use it, but they won't take a trade with until they see that actually.
Yeah, for now it's rejection from 170, but I don't want to short over here, counter trend. Still far from it. Let's wait for the backside. This one. All right, so let's go check our friends. CRTD. So on the verge over here of falling, support 125, some support over here 120. There we are. Nice stack over here of ask at 143, 145, 148. Good. It's an RT. I don't want to check it again. Let's see. Vero, still there waiting for a trade. GNS. GNS was a small one for me. I got a short over here, 34.20s. I covered down here. This is very thinly traded and was a pump from a chat room. So I said clearly not to trade this today. HNRG, 1 second. We can have a breakdown. We start to see the curl. All right. It could work with yeah, it seems really like a distribution pattern. So let's see. Oh, wow. Nice seller join over here. Maybe it's the time we go down. And then again, 90, we have some kind of buyer, hidden buyer over here. He's still holding the dip. Nice. Finally, HNRG. Finally. Good. Spain. CL breakout. So remember, HNRG is a sympathy of CL. All right, so there's less minutes together. Any question?
Let's see here. Is there a Discord Bookmap? Yep, for futures traders. I mean, there's flash step. There's all sorts of. I mean, pretty active room in our Discord on futures. So yeah, just come on over and lots of stuff in there. You know, have discussions on the sweeps indicator, for example. There's a few guys in there that use it heavily, like I was mentioning. Yeah, hashtag futures. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it, Joseph. Yeah, I think we got through everybody's question. Very few questions today. I think Barboza was asking earlier about do you look at a 2 to 3 day plays like swing trades here?
Yeah, yeah. We covered that, Bruce.
Okay,
Yeah, we already answered that.
okay. And let's see here. Just another note on the trivia. So look for it. We didn't send an email out. It's going to be in the special events room on our Discord channel for everybody. It's going to be at 4:30. So I'll put a note out in Discord. You'll see it for everybody in there. But it's going to be first come, first serve. The first 100 in. There will be a prize. Hope to see you guys there for the trivia night, and maybe we'll even rope in a question about JTrader.
Okay. So guys, trader's working right now. It's energy. So watching at Apple for today. Holding CRTD. I believe can dump fast CRTD. Maybe even wash fast right now to 120. We'll see. No more things to add for today. Again, thank you, Bruce, Doug, and everybody from Bookmap. See you next week. Take care. If you need help, just reach out to me. Bruce is available 24/7, so please bother him. And thank you very much, traders. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Joseph.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.